Travis Scott's Utopia World Tour was anticipated to be a massive cultural moment in the music world. Following the release of his highly anticipated album, Utopia, fans, critics, and industry insiders had all their eyes on Scott to see how he would evolve his sound and stage presence. Known for his high-energy performances, dramatic sets, and unique ability to blend music and visuals, Scott was poised to deliver an unforgettable experience. But as the tour unfolded, it became clear that not everything was going according to plan. From logistical issues to controversies, and the inevitable challenges that come with the massive undertaking of a global tour, Utopia's World Tour became more than just a concert series. It became a series of highs and lows that captured the world's attention for all the wrong reasons. But beyond the headlines and Twitter threads, what really happened during Travis Scott's Utopia World Tour? How did Scott navigate the ups and downs of such a grandiose journey? What lessons can be learned from its successes and setbacks? This article dives deep into the triumphs, the controversies, and the unforeseen challenges of the Utopia World Tour, offering a comprehensive look at what really went down during one of the most highly discussed tours in recent memory. The anticipation and the build-up. When Travis Scott dropped Utopia in July 2023, the world was watching. After the success of Astroworld in 2018, expectations for Scott's next album were sky high. The album's rollout was perfectly crafted with snippets of new music, teaser videos, and even bizarre promotional stunts leading up to the release. Fans were on the edge of their seats as Scott teased his return to the world stage. And when it was confirmed that the Utopia World Tour would follow the album's release, anticipation reached a fever pitch. This was no ordinary album. Scott's Utopia was billed as an evolution in both his musical style and his live show. As an artist who had always pushed the boundaries of live performance with pyrotechnics, intricate stage designs, and all-encompassing soundscapes, the Utopia World Tour promised to take things to another level. Given Scott's experience as a headliner at massive festivals like Rolling Loud and Coachella, and his history of boundary-pushing performances, fans were eager to see how his live act would match the ambition of Utopia's sprawling sound. As the tour was announced, rumors began swirling about some of the wildest ideas Scott had in store for his live shows. One of the most talked about features was Scott's use of virtual reality, VR, and augmented reality, AR, technology to merge digital and physical worlds on stage. Coupled with his reputation for bringing out surprise guest artists and providing an immersive experience, Scott's fans were already speculating about just how insane the Utopia shows would be. The opening shows, high energy and grand expectations. The Utopia World Tour kicked off with a sense of triumph. Fans gathered in packed arenas, and the first few shows were met with an overwhelming sense of excitement. Scott's stage presence was electrifying, as expected, and his set designs lived up to the grandiosity that was teased in the promotional material. He had set out to create a world of his own, an immersive experience where fans would feel as if they were in the universe of Utopia itself. From the opening song to the closing encore, the energy was palpable. The setlist was a carefully curated mix of new tracks from Utopia and fan favorites from previous albums, like Astroworld and Rodeo. The stage design featured surreal elements inspired by the album's themes, high-tech visuals, shifting landscapes, and stunning 3D projections. There were moments where Scott seemed to blur the line between the real and the digital, utilizing AR and VR in ways that had never been seen before in a concert setting. Fans marveled at the futuristic visuals, the immersive atmosphere, and the flawless delivery of Scott's high-energy performance. However, despite the spectacle, the early shows weren't without their challenges. There were a few logistical hiccups along the way, from technical malfunctions in the sound and visuals to delays in starting shows. But these issues were mostly brushed off as minor obstacles in the grand scheme of the tour. The buzz around Scott and the tour was still positive, and fans were excited about what was yet to come. A series of setbacks, personal and professional struggles. Behind the scenes, things weren't always smooth sailing either. Reports surfaced that Scott was dealing with significant personal and professional stress, leading to tension within his camp. The demands of such a high-stakes tour were clearly taking their toll on Scott, who was under immense pressure to live up to the expectations set by both his fans and the public. In interviews and behind-the-scenes footage, Scott admitted that he had struggled with the sheer scale of the Utopia World Tour. The pressure to deliver a flawless experience had caused him sleepless nights, and the intensity of the schedule was beginning to wear on him. Additionally, some reports suggested that Scott was facing difficulties maintaining good relationships with his team members, who were beginning to show signs of burnout. The personal toll was reflected in the increasingly strained performances, with Scott occasionally appearing visibly exhausted on stage. Moreover, as the tour neared its midpoint, Scott faced criticism for his inability to maintain consistency in his performance style. While the early shows were noted for their intensity, some fans complained that Scott's energy began to wane as the tour wore on. Critics also noted that some of his performances felt more like a product of exhaustion than creative expression. His set lists, which had initially seemed fresh and innovative, began to feel predictable and repetitive. The excitement around the early stages of the tour slowly began to fade. The decline and the fallout. By the time the tour reached its final leg, the cracks were evident, and Scott's reputation was increasingly on the line. The safety concerns had grown to a point where there were calls from fans and industry insiders for a complete reevaluation of how large concerts should be handled moving forward. Many called for stronger regulations on crowd management, more stringent safety measures, and a larger focus on ensuring the well-being of concertgoers. Scott's legal team also faced increasing scrutiny as multiple lawsuits were filed in connection with incidents during the tour, including allegations of negligence and unsafe conditions. Despite these challenges, Scott pressed forward, determined to finish what he had started. What Travis Scott's Utopia Tour taught us. Looking back at the Utopia World Tour, it's clear that it was a tour defined by both triumph and struggle. The highs were incredibly high. Scott's performances were still packed with energy, excitement, and groundbreaking visuals that pushed the boundaries of what a live concert experience could be. But the lows were also significant, revealing the dangers of overreach and the immense pressure that comes with carrying the weight of a world tour at such a grand scale. In the end, Utopia's tour will be remembered as a cautionary tale about the balance between innovation and execution. While Scott's ambition to create a fully immersive, genre-defying show was admirable, it also highlighted the need for balance and caution when pushing the limits of live performance. Though the Utopia World Tour may not have been the flawless masterpiece many had hoped for, it remains a testament to Travis Scott's ability to create excitement, inspire conversation, and continually evolve in an ever-changing music landscape. Whether it was a resounding success or a series of missteps, the tour left an indelible mark on the industry and on Travis Scott's legacy. And in the world of music, that's all that really matters. 40 Minis.